KUGAN CASSIUS for iFILM London. We're at the London Wembley Hilton Hotel here for the weigh-in for Darren Barker's fight with Rotolo tomorrow night. With me, got former world champion and Sky pundit Glen McCRORY. How are you, Glen?
I'm very good, thank you.
Yeah, Glen, congratulations, you've just had a baby girl literally hours ago, so you must be over the moon.
I am, absolutely, you know, it's fabulous. Little Leafa, so I'm a little bit sketchy because she was just born a few hours ago, so it's great, yeah, very happy.
You've got to come to work.
I've got to come to work, but she's in good hands, so no, very, very happy, very happy. I've put my little girl's Irish, so she's, our mum's from Donegal, so we've got the family back, Irish roots, you know.
Brilliant news. Tomorrow night, this is quite an interesting bill now with the addition of George Groves, obviously signed in the week, so he comes straight into this bill. Start with Darren Barker first. Saw a great bit on ringside yesterday with Darren Barker. People don't obviously take into consideration, you know, the frustrations of Darren Barker since the fight with Martinez. He's had one fight since that with Kerry Hope. But in your opinion, is Darren Barker capable of winning a world title?
I think Darren Barker's always been capable of winning a world title. I think his problem has been injuries and inactivity. He's got, you know, I mean, he's a great amateur, you know, great pedigree. He's got all the tools to be it. I think he's a better fighter at this moment. I think we're going to see the best of Darren Barker because he's at a point in his career where it's almost over, and he knows that. So there's a little more devil in Darren Barker, where, you know, we saw that against Kerry Hope, where before he's always been content, you know, to work behind his good polished jab and box, you know, the classy way he can. Now there's a little bit more devil because he knows time's running out and he's got to do it. So I think, you know, we're seeing a better side of Darren Barker.
Also, George Groves with a 10 round, it's more or less a kind of a tune-up fight before he's put on the Frotchkes undercard in, you know, what will probably be a big fight for George. But it was important with obviously the cancellation of the show next week and George moving that he didn't wait till May, coming straight away. There was a show at the same venue a week before, so training wise it was only a week out.
I think it's very brave of George because I think, you know, there's so much going on at this point, and, you know, big things are going on in his career, that it's a dangerous time to take a fight. So, you know, I've got to take my hat off to him and say, well done, George, because he wants to be busy. He wants to be in competitive fights. He's got a bit of a mystery man from Argentina, you know, so I think he's got to be focused and he's got to be well, because it's at times like this where mistakes happen. So, you know, fair play to George that he's prepared to get in there and have a fight.
We're in danger of having a trilogy of collapse fights between Lee Purdy and Carson Jones. The fight isn't going to happen again. I mean, it was Lee Purdy before, now it's Carson Jones, so whether this fight will happen, you know, I don't know. But Purdy comes in against Rivera, who's lost a lot of fights, but also it's going to be another test for Lee Purdy.
Well, we've seen Rivera and we've seen how good he is against James Hare many years ago, and I think I commentated on that fight a long time ago, but, you know, he's still there and he's still winning fights, and he's a sort of cagey character that can still pull off wins. So I think it's the type of fight that Lee Purdy, you know, he's got to keep focused and keep on the job that he's got in hand. It's not an easy job. It's always a tough job. We're international fighters, but I think Lee Purdy, you know, needs to get a good win here, and I think he will. And I think, you know, it's his time to shine a little bit, and, you know, hopefully that Carson Jones will fight along the way. But, you know, he can make some noise and make some news as he gets ready for that fight.
Heavyweight scene is very much talked about in this country, obviously domestically. What is your view of this heavyweight scene? Because there's a lot of fighters who are maybe a couple of fights away. David Price has had a setback. Tyson Fury, Mick Hennessy saying that, you know, he's ready now to go. We still don't know the situation with David Haye and Vitali. Derek Chisora's licensed. So there's a lot of things to talk about, but not everything going in the right way. Yeah.
Well, I think what recent events proves is that, you know, when good fights are mooted, it's good to get them on, isn't it? And I think a fabulous opportunity for a massive heavyweight fight between Tyson Fury and Price went up in flames, didn't it, with that loss to David Price. You know, there was lots of talk, and that fight was really in a place where it could have been a big domestic fight, and they let it go, you know, and David Price got beaten, that fight's gone. And I think other fighters should look at that and take notice and think, you know what, if there's an opportunity for a good domestic fight, they should take it. They should get in there. You know, we've got some, you know, at middleweight division, we're Barker and Murray and Macklin. You know, they're fights that we want to see, and you know, we don't want them to go away because somebody gets beat. So I think, you know, in the heavyweight division, we want to see those fights. You know, it's time for people that are all trying to avoid each other for the big prize of the Klitschko's, and then all of a sudden that rug's pulled from under them. So, you know, let's not look for the big prize. Let's get it on and let's fight amongst the best and see who's the best in Britain. Whatever happened to finding out who the best heavyweight in Britain is. There's David Haye, there's Tyson Fury, there's David Price. Who's the best? We want to know.
Is it a case of boxing promoter politics ahead of the fighters actually wanting to fight each other, because they probably do want to fight each other and they would fight each other?
I think, you know, all fighters, you know, all them fighters are brave enough and you know, good enough, and you know, they've all got credibility, so nobody's knocking any of them. You know, the fact is, we would just want to see them put that away. Promoters, you know, they're looking for the big egg as well, aren't they? They're always trying. Sometimes they're a bit too clever for their own good, and they see fights getting blown out of the water, you know, for something that they thought was going to happen. So I think what we need to do is look at where they are, and you know, and find out who's the best in Britain, and then they should move on to the bigger level.
All right, you're not tempted to come out of retirement, Glenn?
Just when Johnny comes out, as soon as Johnny makes a step, I'm back.
I like the way Adam Smith pointed out about Johnny's amateur record on ringside yesterday.
I know, wasn't that diabolical? That was nearly as bad as his professional record.
He turned it around, and now he's sitting on the bench at Sky, so he's all right. But Glenn,
Johnny's done great. You know, I'm his biggest fan. Well, I'm his only fan actually. So he's great. Did very well with a very lackluster career.
Glenn, would you ever bust a double denim look that Johnny had on in America?
Oh no, what's wrong with that? There's something seriously wrong. You don't do denim and denim, do you? You know, here's me from the northeast. We still got hay in our suits and that. You know, but there's Johnny, denim and denim, man. Something's wrong with that.
Do you know what? I spoke to Johnny after that, and because I give him a bit of stick on Twitter, as I do, and
you have to, don't you? Really,
you have to. But we did come to the conclusion that a denim jacket. What do you actually wear a denim jacket with? You can't wear it with tracksuit bottoms. You can't wear it with trousers. So, what would you wear it with if you had to wear it?
I would wear it with probably my school pants if I was going to wear a denim jacket, because that's the only time I wear a denim jacket. If I was going to school, because that's the age you should wear a denim jacket. Otherwise, if you're a TV guy, you should wear a jacket.
We're on the internet, so we wear what we want. But Glenn, listen, thank you very much for joining iFILM London. We'll look forward to tomorrow night's show. Hopefully, all the boys pull out victories, and there's a couple of there's a Southern area titles, 2 Southern area titles, I think, as well, between Danny Cassius Connor and Chris Evangelo. So
excellent bill.
Excellent bill. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
All the best.
All right. KUGAN Cassius here with Glenn McCRORY for iFILM London. Thank you very much.